following presentation is for educational purposes only. All of the symbols, trading ideas, and live trading are for demonstrational purposes and are not recommendations or trading advice. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. All of the information and opinions expressed by third-party guests are their own and are not necessarily those of NinjaTrader LLC. Trading futures involve substantial risk and may not be suitable for everyone, and trading futures can result in losses greater than the initial required margin. Traders should only trade futures with risk capital. Risk capital is money that you can afford to lose without jeopardizing your financial security or current lifestyle. You can find additional disclosure information on the NinjaTrader website.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Midday Wrap-Up. I'm Michael Burke with NinjaTrader, joined by Ed Jurken, Senior Manager, Revenue and Operations here at Ninja. Ed, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me, Mike. How have you been doing?
Good. It's been a good week. It was a short week, and now it's over. So it's looking forward to the weekend. How about you?
Yeah, the exact same thing. Now, as I've gotten older, these Mondays off really throw me for a loop. If you were to have asked me what day of the week it is, I don't know if I could have given a correct answer, even today.
Yes.
But
we're kind of in the same boat. When we're doing our shows, we're always talking about the previous session. But now on Tuesday, the previous session was Friday. So do I say yesterday or do I say last week? It gets tricky.
Too tricky. And, I'm not going to go so far as to say that I want to work on Labor Day, but it's close.
It's hard to believe it's Labor Day, isn't it?
I know. That too, in football.
Weren't we doing this just a couple of weeks ago in January? It's
right.
Crazy.
The whole year, has flown by. It'll be Christmas before you know it, and then we'll be, in 2025, and we'll be saying the same thing, in a year from now. Where did the year go? It's really goofy, but I mean, no other alternative to the time frame.
We're kind of stuck in this. We're kind of stuck in this loop.
Yeah. If I do ever find a remote control that has a fast forward button pressed, Mike, I'll unpress it.
Yes, I think the matrix we're living in is somebody's got their thumb on that fast forward.
No, clearly somebody's like dying to get to the next episode.
That's an interesting discussion for another time.
Yes, for our podcast. But
so Ed, what do you have for us today?
So I'd love to talk about some of the tools that we have available to you as a trader right at your fingertips. And that's through our account dashboard here. So you can get to this by going to ninjatrader.com, clicking login. These are, if you're new to NinjaTrader, a lot of these tools are things that previously a customer would have had to have called in and talked to a rep to get taken care of, and then waited for the rep to take care of it for you. So these things that I'm going to show you that are now instantaneous fixes would have taken, a phone call, waiting, checking to make sure it got done. And, a process of, maybe an hour or so from start to finish. So I want to make sure everybody is aware of all of these, especially because they can impact the psychology of your trading. That's something that's not covered enough, I think, in this world, is the psychological element of all of this. And so, we have some tools at your disposal to help, that element for you. So I'm going to take you to where you can get to those. So up here, we have a blue circle that's your kind of your avatar. You would click on that, and then you would click settings, and that's going to take you to the hub for where you can manage your account, manage the appearance of your NinjaTrader web platform, at least. And it can, it gets you a lot of tools at your disposal. The risk settings is the most important one, and that's what I'm going to get into first. So again, you can get to this by going to your blue icon up here, clicking settings, and then the home screen is going to take you to accounts, and you'll hit risk settings. So what this will do, this will allow you to set a profit target or a loss limit for the day or for the week. And when that gets hit, when that gets breached, it will close your positions. And I'm sorry too, this light flashing in the background here, I don't know what's going on there, but I hope my power is okay. But what it'll do is it'll close all of your positions. It'll cancel all of your orders. So it will essentially shut down your account for the day, or I'm sorry, for the trading session or for the remainder of the week. So right here we have the loss limit. I have it set to $250 on my SIM account. What'll happen is at any time between now and the close of the trading session today, if my account incurs losses of $250, my positions will be closed, my orders will be canceled. Now, I can go in and change this at any time. Let's say I even want to be a little bit more conservative today and say, you know what, it's Friday, I want to kind of ensure a profit of some kind, or at least like set this target, to a lower amount so that I can kind of get out and not be quite as aggressive. I can set that to 150 and save it, and then it's in my account that way. The same is true for these weekly loss limits and profit triggers. So we can set a weekly profit trigger of maybe 500. Save it. Once it's in there, once that gets breached, your account is going to be deactivated until the start of basically Sunday night at 5 p.m. Couple things to note about this, though. Notice down here we have this lock risk settings if trading locked. You can set this up here, and this will completely lock you out. If you don't have this checked, you can go back in and change this. So you could maybe raise your profit target if you want to get back into the market, or raise your loss limit, same deal. Whereas if you have this lock risk settings, if trading locked, there's no way to get out. So, even if you were to call us, our stance is that you set up these limits in a sober and sane state of mind, you lock them, and we want to honor that. So that way, you're not able to call back in, get it unlocked, and then wind up doing something that's going to negatively impact your account. Another thing to note here is this. So you see how we have 0 here? If you have this turned on and you have this set to 0, that's automatically going to close out all of your positions and not allow you to place additional positions because you've technically hit that loss limit of 0. And this is something that I see traders, it's not a huge deal when it happens, but it does cause some confusion. So again, if you have any of these risk settings turned on and set to 0, our system is going to view that as being like the account is closed because the loss limit or the profit target has been reached.
I have a question about that,
sure.
Ed.
Uh-huh.
So let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I make $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm up $1,000 on the week. If I set this to 0, is that basically a break-even stop now that I'd have to give back that $1,000 before I was locked out?
No, so you would have to. So wait, was that a profit target or a loss limit of $1,000?
No, let's say I've made $1,000. So it's Wednesday, I'm up $1,000 on the week. I come in here and set this at 0, which means that the worst I can do this week is break even if I give back that $1,000. I guess that's how I'm thinking this works.
It's not actually how it's going to work. Just because if you turn this on, it's not going to recognize those profits. It's going to start from the moment that you turn it on.
Perfect. That's the piece I was missing.
Yeah. And if you wanted that same effect, though, you could turn let's say you make $1,000, you could go in here on Wednesday and put that weekly loss limit to 1,000. So that way, if you lose that $1,000, you'll be at break even. So there is a way to do it.
So this is actually better than I thought, because if I'm up $1,000 on Wednesday and I want to lock in $500 of that profit, I could set this to 500.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Yeah, that's a great feature.
It's awesome. And again, these are things that you can go in, at night when you're not trading. or just anytime and set this. You don't have to, call in or talk to anybody. There's no confusion whether or not it's on. And it's just a way to better manage the psychology of your trading. So
Thanks.
of course. And so yeah, again, to sum this up, make sure that you don't have anything turned on with zero. Make sure that you know that if you lock it, it's really locked. And then the last thing to point out too, these trailing max drawdowns, if you have these, so this end of day trailing max drawdown is not as serious. However, this real-time trailing max drawdown, this is for the life of your account. So another thing that I see traders get into a little bit of hot water in is because they'll maybe we'll put 400 bucks in here. If their account draws down $400, it locks the account. And so they would need to contact us. We would remove this for them and explain how to, what that feature will do. But again, this real-time trailing max drawdown, this is for the life of your account. And it shuts it down if it gets hit. So, be sure to put a number here that you're comfortable with just for that reason. So, and again, it's for the life of the account. So I'm going to cancel out of that. But what I'm also going to show too is right next to the risk settings is this modify balance. So this unfortunately is only available for demo accounts. We're not able to just add money to our live accounts with the click of a mouse. But so right now I have about $1,000 in my sim account here. Let's say I wanted to make this match what I have in my account. Let's say I only have $500 in the account. I could go in here, put a negative sign, 500, hit submit, and that's going to get my demo account balance to $500. So one thing that I've noticed over the years, and as a NinjaTrader user, as a person in this business, is that these demo accounts, they'll come with 100 grand in them sometimes, or I think ours come now with 50,000. That's not what I'd be putting into a trading account, and it leads to me doing crazy things like having a 20 lot of the ES that I'm holding for a long period of time to try to get that balance, maybe up to 1 million or 2 million, and it's just not realistic. So if you want to have a realistic sim trading environment, you can manage your balance and set it to whatever you'd like by clicking this modify balance button. So again, you click it. If you want to reduce your balance, you put a negative sign in. And if you want to raise it, you just enter the numbers as they are. So again, another tool that we have, a question that we get an awful lot. In fact, we'll have people writing in saying, can you change my balance for me? And you can actually just do it right on your account dashboard.
You can add an additional sim account. Is that true, Ed?
Yeah, absolutely. So so this actually would be something that you would need to do on NinjaTrader desktop. This add trading account is going to request a sub account to like a live account up here. So this button here would be for that. If you want to add an additional sim account, you have a couple of options. On NinjaTrader desktop, you can just right click in your command center and hit add simulation account. And that's going to create, of course, a new account. But one thing to note about that sim account is that that will only be accessible on that specific computer, only using NinjaTrader desktop. If you would like to create a new sim account that you can access on desktop, web, and mobile, that's something you'd need to give us a call to do. But we're able to give you one more, and it just takes just a few minutes. So
excellent, thanks.
Great. So I want to hop over to our web trading platform to show you another set of tools here that, again, can help you manage your trading and that maybe fly under the radar. So once this loads, I can point this out here. So the first of which are these close buttons here. So you can see I have a dome, I have a chart. Both of them have a button here that says close. This is an easy way, as long as you're focused on one specific instrument, this is an easy way to just exit everything. So close your position, cancel all working orders. Wow, this is a busy trading day that we're in here. I just noticed this. That's a sizable movement. So one thing that I've noticed is when customers will maybe have an ATM order or a bracket order, they'll be long in that and they'll have a sell stop and a sell limit order working. They'll exit the position by placing a market order to sell, and then that will leave that limit and stop order working, and the customer might not be aware of that. I always say that it is worth using this close button instead of just placing an order to buy or sell to exit a position when you have a bracket order. So that, again, that will close your position. It'll also cancel those working orders so that you're not going to be in a situation where you have orders working that you're not aware of. One of them gets filled, and that could lead to losses that you don't expect. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do as a brokerage to, have you recoup those losses. So I'm going to demonstrate it now in action. I'm going to put an ATM on here. Then I'm going to buy market. What happened here? I heard order filled and order rejected, and I don't see the position. So, oh, you know what it is? I don't have enough money to do this since I adjusted my sim balance. So let's go to the MES here, our good friend. We'll go buy. And I don't have the ATM on. So let's do this. All right, now we're in. We're in. I've got these orders working. And let's say so I'm down $5, 375. And I say, you know what? This isn't the trade I want to make. Instead of hitting sell market, you want to hit close. So do you see my brackets disappeared because those orders got canceled? And now I'm flat. So clicking that close button is going to be a safer way to exit positions because it ensures that you have those orders canceled, and that way they won't get filled and be in your account unprotected. So I'll show it again. I'll do a sell now. So I'm short. I've got a stop and a limit order working. Let's say I just want to get out. I'm up $1.25 or I'm flat. There we go. I'll hit close. One very important thing to note about this feature, though, is that this close button is only going to apply to positions and orders in this specific instrument. So if I were to have some MNQ positions and orders working, and I hit this close button in an MES module, it's only going to impact the MES. If you're trading multiple instruments and you want to do something that completely shuts everything down for all instruments across your account, there is an option for that, and it's a little bit buried. So I'm going to show you where that is now. So we'll go up here where I have my account number. Click on, actually, nope, it's here. Click on this, and there's a big red button that says flatten everything. So this way, if I've got MNQ, MES, maybe a limit order working on the Russell, just stuff across the board, I can hit flatten everything, and it says I have no working orders, but you can hit that and it will wipe out everything in your account.
So Ed, that's the cash balance.
Pardon me, Mike?
That's the cash balance
Yep.
choice up there?
Yeah, exactly. So right under cash balance, you click here, flatten everything.
Got it.
Yep. Here's another thing in this exact same menu is this flatten today. So I'm sure if you're an active NinjaTrader brokerage customer, you might have learned that we expect you to be out of your positions at 3:45 p.m. Central every day if you don't have the full margin requirement. And that's a lesson that has a little bit of a fee, and you might not always notice that it's 3:45 p.m. You might be watching a trade really locked into that, and you might lose track of the time. And we have a way for you to set it up so that for example, I'm going to just do 3:44 p.m. So I can hit submit here, and once this time hits, everything gets shut down. So all of my positions, all of my orders everything is done. And that way I won't be at risk of having that margin violation once 345 hits. And I won't have to think about it. One thing that I do in my real life is I set a lot of timers. And I've learned the hard way by not doing it. So if there's ever anything, like if I'm making food or cooking or something, and I need to step away from the kitchen, I'll always set a timer just to get me back there, because so many times I'll walk away and then it's 2 hours later and, whatever I had is ruined. So this is just a way for you to kind of set up again when you're not super busy actively trading. You can log into your NinjaTrader web. You can set this up, and then you can forget about it for the rest of the day and not be at risk of having that margin violation. So, and then this
That's a great feature.
Totally agree. And this will work for all of your platforms. So it doesn't matter if you are on the website or, place some orders on the website or have a position that you entered on NinjaTrader desktop. This will be global for your account.
Yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't matter, where you place an order. It shows up in desktop, it shows up in mobile, it shows up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's super important to realize too. Like wherever you are and whatever tech setup that you have in that space, you're able to access the full scope of your NinjaTrader account. So, if you're at work or something and you don't have NinjaTrader desktop there, you can use the website and see everything that you did on the desktop platform. So just a phenomenal suite of tools and platforms that we have, and then a great way to manage your account on the account level through those platforms.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
we have a couple minutes left. Ed, is there anything else you want to show us?
Yeah, let me kind of go through a little bit about these orders and positions modules that you have here, or that I have here. It's kind of, again, in just safe trading protocol, but in your web platform, there's this plus sign here, and this is where you can grab various different modules. One of them is orders, one of them is, so there's orders, and there's positions. It's definitely worth considering having both of those really accessible to you. Why this is important is because an order is different than a position. And so this way you can see both, well, an order is different than a position. And it's easy to think that I have no positions right now, I'm flat, I'm not seeing any movement in my profit and loss. I show a 0 here next to position. It's easy to think that it's safe to close out the platform and walk away from your trading for the day. However, when you have working orders and you're not aware of them, they're at risk of being filled. And so by having this orders and positions accessible to you, you can see, and I'm going to make this larger here, you can pull up all of your orders and you can make sure none of them are working. And so before you close out the platform, if you want even an additional layer of security after hitting that flatten everything or that close button on a DOM or a chart window, you can come here, you can see your orders, make sure you have nothing working. You can see your positions and you can see that they're closed. So I have my, this net position is going to show you whether you're long or short. And if you have zeros there, you're flat. So it's always good to take a look at these because, again, just having no positions doesn't mean that there's no potential for additional profit or losses on your account. You can have 0 positions, but maybe have a straggler order on, one of these instruments. You walk away, a few hours later, that order gets filled. And, our trade desk, we don't think like, oh, well, maybe Ed didn't want to have this order working, we're going to cancel it. We take everyone at their word. If they submit an order, we understand them to have wanted that order to be there, so it gets filled. And if somebody incurs a loss on that, there's nothing we can do. And so that's, something you really want to avoid. Now, I've yet to hear somebody say I made $1,000 on a trade I didn't plan on that I didn't enter in my account. How can I get that back to you? Uh,
Well,
but
the key is that we're not trading against them, right? They're trading
right,
against somebody else somewhere else in the world. So
yeah,
it's not our money to give to you or take back
correct.
from you. So it's and again, what's funny is that I often hear people say, well, making mistakes is part of paying your dues to become a trader. I don't agree with that. I
Yeah,
mean, let's avoid those mistakes,
right.
and let's not lose any money on a mistake that's easily avoidable.
Totally agree. You can spend it in much better ways than learning your lesson at NinjaTrader. And yet, Mike, you're exactly right. Like, we want all of our traders to be as successful as possible. Like, that benefits us because the more money you make, the more you trade, the more commissions you generate, and the happier person you'll be. We have no, like, if you lose on a trade or make money on a trade, it has no bearing on us. Super important to keep in mind that you're trading on an exchange, not against NinjaTrader.
Exactly. Ed, this went by fast. We're out of time.
So
Thanks so much
fast.
for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, look forward to seeing you soon. And yeah, have a good weekend, everyone, both you, Mike, and our viewing audience.
All of the symbols, trading ideas, and live trading are for demonstrational purposes and are not recommendations or trading advice. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. All of the information and opinions expressed by third-party guests are their own and are not necessarily those of NinjaTrader LLC. Trading futures involve substantial risk and may not be suitable for everyone, and trading futures can result in losses greater than the initial required margin. Traders should only trade futures with risk capital. Risk capital is money that you can afford to lose without jeopardizing your financial security or current lifestyle. You can find additional disclosure information on the NinjaTrader website.